Hello, I'm Michael, and today I'm going to chat with you about how I deal with complaints and what I do to turn complaints into some of the best marketing I've got. Now, that sounds silly. How can complaints be your best marketing? But let me show you. First thing I'm thinking with complaints is that all of us struggle in our industry to deal with complaints because we pour our heart and soul into helping families. And then when they complain at us, we're like, what's wrong with you? Sometimes the complaints are legitimate and sometimes they're not. Okay, and we need to choose between, look, is there substance to this? If there is substance to it, I need to deal with this well. Or if there's no substance to it, then I need to actually set some boundaries with this family and go, look, here's what we do and here's what you're asking for. That's not what we do, but this is what we do. And if this works for you, let's continue. But if that's not what you're looking for, I get it. I understand. I'll help you find somewhere else. Okay, so when there's no legitimacy to the complaint, you need to evaluate, do you want this relationship to continue? Don't let your sense of financial desperation keep you enslaved to people who are not fun to work with. But most of the time when a complaint comes through for me, there's generally a good reason, a valid reason for someone having that complaint. And how can I have any issue with them raising something that's legitimate? So what I do know is that some of the families who refer us the most new families, they are people who started off with a relationship with me with a complaint. That's how I actually have a relationship with them. If they weren't upset, I probably wouldn't have even met them. But when you deal with people's complaints well, you show that you care, you show that you listen. It's like a good marriage, and it's helpful. The first thing with a complaint is pick up the phone straight away. When you receive a complaint, it'll usually be an email. Pick up the phone. Resist the urge to press reply to an email, because what that does is it prolongs the discussion. First up, because you got to reply, then they think about it for a day, then they reply. It prolongs it. It keeps it going. And for as long as that discussion's going, it's unhelpful. It's unhealthy. It's causing them stress. It's making them view you and your organization negatively. You don't want that. So pick up the phone. Make it easy. And then the second thing is, on a phone, people can hear your tone. They can hear your heart. On an email, you can't really get your heart across. All you can do is go, here's policy and blah, blah, blah. Whereas on the phone, you can just listen. And on the phone, the first thing I do is I go, look, I saw your email. I see that things were not spot on track. And I want to give you a call and see what we could do to help. Because as soon as someone says that to you, you're just like, wow, they're listening. And then I listen for 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. I listen. And then I'll say to them, when I think they're done, I'll go, is there anything else? Are there other factors that I need to know as well? And I keep them talking as long as I can. Because once they've finished talking, they're not going to interrupt me when I start looking at some solutions. And then when they've raised those issues, anything at all that I can own, I will own. Even if it's something that I'm only half responsible for, or that my organization's probably not even quite responsible for, any aspect of it that I can own, I'll own. I'll go, look, I'm sorry to hear that such and such happened. I'm sorry to hear that, somewhere along the line said the ball got dropped, and however much of that was ours, I'm really sorry. I feel really sad to hear that. And I use words like sad or disappointed because it shows them that I care. It's not just an issue to me. It's something that I actually feel emotional about. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that happen. Another thing is, from that point, you want to be unreasonably generous. Unreasonably generous. And by that, what I mean is, if someone's been messed around, you want to give that family something, and something that we do a lot of is we'll send out a family pass to the movies just to say, look, I'm sorry it didn't go well. I'm sorry this cost you a bit of time to sort out. I'm glad we sorted it out. Here's a family pass to the movies to go and enjoy with your family. What's that cost? Maybe $50. And it solves things, because who can be upset with you when they've got a family pass to the movies in the mail? You just need to make sure you catch their address and pop in the mail. And you don't say to them, look, this is me saying sorry. You say, you know what, I want your child to feel valued. I see that didn't happen. This is a way that we can make it so your child can feel valued. Let me pop that out in the mail to you. And be unreasonably generous. For you, it mightn't be a set of movie tickets to the family. It might be a free something or other. But just be generous. Generosity goes a long way. If a family is just being too demanding, you know it not just by their words, but by their tone, and you know it by the fact that this is not the first time you've had to have a conversation like this with this family. And when a family is too demanding, end the relationship. It's not worth it. A lot of people disagree with me on that one, but I work for about 500 families. I don't have time to get uptight with a family who I know is going to come back to me with another complaint in 6 weeks. No. If this isn't working, that's okay. No worries. Another thing is we need to stop fearing negative Google reviews. We need to stop fearing, oh, but my reputation, this parent will go and tell 12 people. You know what? Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. But you know what? You've got however many other families going out there telling 12 people the good news about you. You can deal with a bit of negativity, okay? If a family is sort of asking for things that are unreasonable or being too pushy or just out of line, accept the negative publicity from it because it's minimal. You know, plus most of the time it's over issues that they don't want to talk about anyway. If you've had a bit of an argument with them over pay your bills, that's what normal people do, you know, and they're leaving in a huff, they're not going to go and tell their friends, oh, I couldn't pay my bills, so they got upset with me, because they feel embarrassed. They're not going to tell people. And don't fear negative Google reviews, because negative Google reviews are not that big a deal. I once got a 1-star review. I was devastated. I'm like, what? A 1-star review? It was from someone who couldn't read their emails, didn't pick up their phone, and got upset with us after their first day. Like, clearly that's the wrong fit for us. They were just a bit different from the rest. So anyway, on the Google review, you get a chance to respond. So I responded, you know, I'm sorry to hear things didn't go to plan. We did reach out to you by email and we called you and we did all we could to resolve this, but I understand that maybe we're just not what you're looking for. And in that Google review response, you just come across as really gracious and reasonable. You know, someone reading it, they'll get it. And then what you do is you bury that review. You phone up 3 other parents and you go, oh, look, is it possible for you to leave a Google review of what your experience has been like? You don't tell them someone complained. You just say, you know, can you do that? Because their 1-star review will be at the top of Google, the Google reviews. But if you can get 3 more above it, 1, 2, 3, it pushes their 1-star review down so no one even sees it. Solved. So I guess what I'm saying is complaints are not something to fear. Complaints are just part of the ongoing relationship in the same way that in a marriage, you know, there are issues, you deal with them. You don't have to fear that a complaint means the end of a marriage or a complaint means the end of a relationship in your business. And so with complaints, they're only an issue if you and I let ourselves get involved in the drama instead of the solution. The solution is listen well, be unreasonably generous, and let the relationship go from there. Because I don't know many people who are going to respond badly to unreasonable generosity. And if someone's just the wrong fit, let them go. Love them enough to let them go. Okay, we don't need drama in our lives. One more thing is I'm giving away completely free to whoever asks for it as a result of this video, a 20-minute strategy session. What that is you and I on Zoom, you know, like connected by the internet this way. You ask me whatever questions you like, I'll answer them for you to the best of my ability, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. Pretty much, I know that a lot of you guys are struggling to grow your businesses. I know that right now it's a hard season, and in 20 minutes, if we can't give you some steps to go forwards with and try out on your own, then I'll be pretty surprised. So yeah, book in for that.